Good morning. Basically, we've been working a lot recently with the Retailer Association of India because obviously this organization employs a lot of women and they interact with a lot of women employees as well. The book will actually remove a lot of myths about the law. A few of them which I'll possibly just kind of highlight is one, that people think this is about women employees. This is not about women employees. This law is about women. So basically, even if you don't have women employees, this law is still applicable to you. And whether we believe it or not, sexual harassment per se is a reality. There are several facets of sexual harassment which we are not aware. So when we hear the term sexual harassment, we think it is about physical touch and feel only. There's a lot more. Possibly I'll just kind of quickly take you through a short presentation. Now, sexual harassment is also punishable by law. It's a criminal offense as well as a civil offense. We, along with RAI, have actually come out with a web-based training module. It's very cost-effective, only 100 rupees per employee. Mr. Kumar had already mentioned about that. So we basically have 3 modules. One is for the employees only, which is basically taking them as to understand what is sexual harassment, what are the rights. The law does not differentiate between men and women. The law actually is equal for both. Currently, only women can make a complaint under the law, but otherwise the law is neutral for both. We also have a kind of a 3 module for committee members, because most of the people believe that the only apprehension against this law is that women will misuse this law. So basically, sensitization is very important so that people understand that this law has several salient features to ensure that the law is implemented properly. And this is actually the first law in the country which works both ways. So in case of a woman were to make a complaint which is false, and again, the committee decides whether the complaint is false or not, that same committee can actually take action against the woman. So therefore, there is nothing like a false complaint. If the woman just makes a complaint, it's the committee which decides. So skill building with the committee member also is very important as far as the organization is concerned. So we have modules for that. Our training program has one, the best compliance training program. This is actually the first law which mandates training as part of the law. Otherwise, most of the places which we hear today, all are about skill building. As we go more and more in the future, like if you've read about the new maternity leave bill which is coming up, even in that, training is becoming mandatory. So I think going forward, a lot of training will become mandatory by law as well. Again, a part of our clientele. Again, there are several consequences for not complying with the law. One company was fined 1 crore 68 lakh rupees. There have been criminal prosecutions happening because of non-violence, non-compliance, and therefore we believe that people should comply with the law. I'll just give you one example, and again, this will possibly give you some insight. So there's recently about this case where a Madhya Pradesh High Court judge was harassing a Sessions Court lady judge. The lady actually filed a complaint with the Madhya Pradesh High Court. The lady felt that she would not get justice by a committee of the Madhya Pradesh High Court judges. So she filed a case in the Supreme Court saying that my complaint should be heard by a Supreme Court judge because it is against a sitting Madhya Pradesh High Court judge. This matter was being heard in the Supreme Court. Madhya Pradesh High Court was represented by Hari Salve and the lady was represented by Indira Jaisingh. They are both senior lawyers. While this argument was going on, Hari Salve was addressing the court. Indira Jaisingh had time to interrupt. So the judge, seeing that Mr. Salve was getting agitated, told Mr. Salve, you continue, do not get interrupted by what Ms. Jaisingh is saying. At that point of time, Mr. Salve just made a comment, my lordship, it is a pleasure whenever my learned counsel interjects me, interrupts me. Now Indira Jaisingh, being a feminist lawyer, immediately got up and said, my lordship, this is a sexually colored remark. Would my colleague have made the same comment if a male colleague would have interrupted him? We would have never come to know about this incident. The judge had actually recorded in his judgment that today I have come to know a new facet of law. This may very well be a sexually colored remark. I have full faith in the intention of Mr. Salve. Somebody can argue that the woman is being oversensitive, but once somebody objects to that behavior, if that person persists, then it can no longer be in the realm of oversensitivity. And just to kind of mention that sexually colored remark is also a part of the definition of sexual harassment. So kind of just to give you an antidote that unknowingly a lot of things like these can happen, and therefore sensitization can ensure that problems like this unknowingly doesn't happen. If somebody does it deliberately, then obviously it has to be tackled with. Thank you so much. The book possibly will shed a lot of light on a lot of these misconceptions. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Kedio. Please stay back on stage for the actual release, the formal launch. I'll request Mr. Lawrence Fernandez, Director Learning RAI. May I request Mr. B.M. Rao, Head of HR Shopper Stop, to kindly join Mr. Vishal Kedio on stage to formally launch this publication. A very important publication, and you can get your copy from the registration desk. Your copy will be available at the registration desk, so during the lunch break, please do collect your copy. Handbook on Sexual Harassment of Women in the Workplace by Mr. Vishal Kedia, founder, Conclave. May I request Mr. Lawrence Fernandez to kindly also present Mr. Vishal Kedia as one token of appreciation and gratitude.